When grief remains unnamed, it follows you into every room. It affects your energy. It affects your relationships. It affects your decisions. It affects your willingness to hope again. It can even affect your relationship with God. You may think you are angry about what is happening today, when in actuality, you are grieving what never happened yesterday. You cannot intentionally release what you refuse to clearly name. Give yourself permission to say, this mattered to me. That dream was important to me. I truly wanted that life for myself. I am disappointed that this particular situation did not happen. Grief does not mean you lack faith. Grief means you have stopped lying about the impact of what you lost. Step 2, grow from it. The second step is grow from what the season gave you. Every ending contains more than one kind of truth. There is the truth of what hurt, but there may also be the truth of what you learned. Ask yourself, what did this season reveal about my individual needs? What did it teach me about my capacity? What did it clarify about my values? What did it develop within me that I did not know before? What illusion of myself did I lose? What pattern can I now recognize? What boundary must I carry into my next season? What part of myself did I abandon while trying to preserve the dream? And what part of myself needs to be recovered? Do not confuse growing from the lesson with justifying the loss. You do not have to call everything good in order to believe that God can still bring good from it. Romans 8:28 says that God works all things for the good of those who love God and are called according to God's purpose. It does not say all things are good, because some things are unfair. Some things were unhealthy. Some things were misaligned and mishandled. Some things should have never happened. And there are things you desperately wanted that simply did not materialize. God is not asking you to romanticize what hurt you. God is reminding you that broken chapters do not have final authorship over your life. Grow from the experience and take what belongs and aligns with your current future into the next chapter. Step number 3, give it back to God. Give back the future you can no longer control. You may need to pray this prayer like this. God, I give you the marriage I imagined. I give you the recognition I expected. I give you the timeline for my life that I created. I give you the person I hoped that I would become by now. I give you the apology I felt was needed before I could even heal. I give you the career I thought I would have that would validate my gifts. I give you the version of myself I believed I had to become. And I release my demand that the future arrive in the form I imagined. That is surrender. Surrender is not saying I no longer desire anything. Surrender does not mean the dream was meaningless. It means the dream no longer has permission to determine whether your present life is meaningful. There is a difference between giving up on life and giving back one version of your life. You are not surrendering your future. You are surrendering your demand to control how your future appears. Isaiah chapter 43 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." That does not mean God is commanding you to erase your memory or pretend as if the former things did not matter or did not happen. It means you must stop requiring the new things to look like the old thing you had envisioned. Sometimes God restores. Sometimes God rebuilds. But sometimes God redirects. And redirection can feel like rejection when you are emotionally attached to only one acceptable outcome. Sometimes the door closes not because you were unworthy of entering it. Sometimes it closes because your identity has become too dependent on what you expected to find behind the door. The new thing may not replace what you lost. New love does not erase old grief. A new opportunity does not make the disappointment meaningless. A new chapter does not pretend the previous chapter never happened. But the new thing may meet a part of your old dream that you yourself never knew. It may reveal gifts you never knew you had or discovered. It may produce relationships you could not have planned. It may have led towards a version of purpose that you didn't even know existed. Strong one, you are allowed to mourn the life you thought you would have by now. You are allowed to admit that the dream was beautiful. You are allowed to feel disappointed. You are allowed to say, "This mattered to me." You are allowed to stop pretending that gratitude has removed every ache. The future you planned is not the only future capable of holding love. It is not the only future capable of holding purpose. It is not the only future capable of holding joy, impact, connection, and peace. Your life is not over because one version of it did not happen. There is still life. There is still purpose. There is still grace. There is still love. There is still more. And perhaps your reset question for today is this: what could I begin building if I stop paying for a future that is no longer under construction? Remember, you don't have to carry what only God was meant to hold. This is the reset room, where we release what's been weighing us down. We embrace what matters most, and we trust God with the rest. Welcome to the reset room, where strong people learn to let go.